Yeah, I'll just give it a second because it always takes a while to kick in. There we go. Alright, been away for a while because reasons. Anyway, I'm back. And thank you to all of you who have sent through questions and comments and everything. And I'll get to those as soon as I can. Just want to do a quick little rant. I made a video about this a long time ago, but I've lost the video, so I'm kind of redoing it, I guess. Agent Smith. For those of you who are Matrix fans like myself, he's one of the main characters. He's the bad guy in the movie The Matrix. And he represents... Well, I won't go into it. You either watch the movie or you haven't. But what I want to talk about is what he represents in terms of the movie's metaphor for real life. I'm not even sure the Kowalski brothers, or sisters as they are now, meant for this to happen. A friend of mine just pointed it out. He said, of all the things happening in the Matrix and all the implications it has for our lives, you know, that we're living in a simulation, that we're being controlled and used as resources, and everybody's kind of a slave to their own mind, all that kind of stuff that comes through as classic themes in the Matrix. The one that's overlooked is the importance of Agent Smith, of all the agents. And in particular, one trait that they have, which is they can take over the body of anybody living in the Matrix. So those of you remember have seen the movie, and if you haven't seen the movie, like, what the fuck? Why haven't you seen the movie? You know, you're running around the Matrix, which looks like reality. You're up to no good trying to free people or whatever. And as you're running through a crowded area, just random people turn into an agent and start shooting at you. You know. And this is how the agents are so effective. They can just find someone near you and they just turn into them and attack. I want you to think about what that means as a metaphor for real life. The agents, they represent the system. They represent whatever you want to think of it. Government, culture, traditions, status quo, the way things are. And their sole purpose is to protect it. It's to stop anybody fucking with the Matrix. And they will kill anybody even remotely interfering with it. How's that metaphor translate into real life? Well, it's one of the weirdest things I've ever noticed in my life, is that everybody is essentially dual personality. When you're not doing anything that upsets the Matrix, you get the real person as much as possible. Like if you got a friend or a family member or a co-worker and you're chatting away to them about sports and the weather and just how things are going at work or whatever, they'll just be them, talking away with their thoughts and opinions and feelings or whatever. But 9 times out of 10, if you start talking about things that break the rules, things that would take you out of the system, I don't mean criminal behaviour, but like quitting your job to go sailing around the world, perhaps, or having a long-term girlfriend without getting married or having kids, or trying some wacky new hallucinogenic drug that apparently gives you like great insight. Anything that is abnormal for your culture, your traditions, the way things are. Anything that really would break the rules that everybody in society appears to be following. Those unwritten rules. I don't just mean the laws, but the ones that people follow and nobody speaks of them. Do the 9-to-5 job, get married and have kids, waste all your money buying a massive mortgage on a house, you know, only travel for holidays, don't be weird, you know, all these rules that we follow. As soon as you talk about breaking them, the person you're talking to morphs and they become an agent and they start shooting at you. Have you ever noticed that effect? Have you ever been trying to talk about, like, you know, I'd like to start my own business, or, you know, I was thinking of getting my face tattooed, or, you know, I might go spend a year living in Thailand. As soon as you start talking like this, you trigger off the defense of the Matrix. The first time I saw this most, like, wow, is a story I've told many times before, is when I was thinking about starting my own coaching business. And I remember this distinctly and clearly because it's such a bizarre experience. I was sitting in a lounge of the flat that I was in at the time, and 3 of my friends, all of them employees, they had been employees their whole life, were standing there, and I told them that I wanted to do And it was like watching them morph. It was like seeing a demon take over their body or something. They just became immediately hyper discouraging and negative. I felt like they were taking shots at me. What do you know about business? You'd never make it in this economy, blah, blah, blah. It's too risky. You're better off doing this. You should wait for this, that, and the other. It was just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. The fuck did I do to you? And these are people I liked. I'm still friends with at least one of them. And ironically, 2 of the 3 are now business owners. But at the time, they were really against the idea of owning your own business. And for the life of me, I was just watching them going, why are you against this? Like, I'm the one doing it. I'm not telling you to do it, right? I'm the one taking it. And you know me well enough to know that if it doesn't go well, I'll just go get another job. Like, there's no real risk to me to try this. What the fuck are you being so negative about it? It's weird. It was weird negativity from generally encouraging, supportive people. They just morphed. And then when my friend pointed out that kind of metaphor from the Matrix, I immediately thought of that. Like, you're just walking along and someone seems normal and boom, they're your enemy briefly because you brought up something about leaving the Matrix. I'm not going anywhere with this, by the way. I just wanted to point out I thought that metaphor was beautiful, and to notice it, to have a think about the times where somebody just turned on you as soon as you just mentioned the idea, the intention of doing something that's culturally weird. I want you to see these people for what they are. They are scared. They're scared at what you're presenting. They're scared that you are going to upset the apple cart, perhaps. Maybe they're angry about being challenged indirectly about their own passivity and their own obedience to the system. Like I said, the example I gave before, 2 out of 3 of those guys are now business owners. I like to think that maybe I open their mind to that possibility, that they don't have to be a wage slave, that they were actually highly skilled technicians making money for someone else and they could easily do it themselves, and they just need to see someone else do it first to realize, fuck, that's actually the safer option. It's actually the way better option. Entrepreneurship is actually safer than being an employee. Who would have thought it? But it's true, if you know what you're doing at least. And maybe traveling around the world, living in hostels and working on farms to get by is a better way of living than settling down to a 9-to-5 and buying a house and getting 2.5 kids and the shit that everybody else does. And your whole family goes to just doesn't vibe with you, and go explore some other ideas about how, the universe works and other philosophies, and you're going to figure shit out for yourself. I just want to empathize with you. When you do this, the Matrix is going to send agents to start shooting at you, and you don't have to hate these people for life for randomly being discouraging. I mean, if they're always discouraging, fuck them, get them out of your life. But if someone who seemed to be your friend up until this point, understand they've been essentially traumatized by what you've said. You've triggered them to question their worldview, to question their reality, and their brain has switched into Matrix Agent Smith mode to protect itself from this controversial idea that you're bringing out, this thing that might rock their understanding of the rules. And just don't take it seriously. Just go, okay, I can see you're still plugged into the Matrix. You don't say this to them perhaps, but just, alright, you're one of those status quo kind of people, you like things to be the same, you like the thing that looks safe even though it's not, and you do you and I'll do me, and we'll see who ends up better off. Just wanted to share that you're not alone. Don't be discouraged by the agents shooting at you. I wasn't, and I'm so glad I did it now. As a self-employed business owner, I am so much safer than I ever was as an employee. Just throw that out there. Alright, see you guys later. Cheers.